Marsicono is an executive function skills specialist and coach, and she has some ideas for helping students with practical strategies for how to do better in school. Good morning.
Good morning.
So what do you mean by function? Is it just managing time, or is it more to it than that?
There's a lot more to it than that, but I'll keep it pretty brief. So when we talk about executive functioning, we're really talking about how your brain kind of organizes information in order to get things done. So we're trying to accomplish things as we go throughout our day. Your brain needs to be able to figure out what you need to do, organize, plan, and then more importantly, get started and actually carry out the task at hand. So that's what we're talking about. Those are the skills that are really what we need to be successful in life.
Yeah, and I know some people struggle with this, kids and adults. What percentage of kids really have a hard time with this, and what does it get in the way of?
So it's really, the research kind of varies, but in general, based on informal feedback, I would say 40 to 50% of kids in a given classroom struggle with just some area of these skills that does have an impact on how they're able to really produce or kind of even get through their day. So it could be having difficulty with homework or just getting out the door in the morning even.
Yeah, and this may be something that flies under the radar with parents who may not get why this is happening. So other than like making a list or keeping a schedule, is there something more specific that we can do?
Sure. So what's really important is we kind of look for the signs of areas of opportunity, right? Some indicators that we might need some additional supports or strategies in place. So things that you can do, identify the goal. What is it that we're trying to accomplish? So are we looking to just get out the door? Are we looking to get an A on a particular project or in a class? Are we looking to figure out how to stop procrastinating, which is a really big one, especially with our high school and college students that we work with? So figure out what that goal is, and then step back and make a plan. So if we're looking to support our students, or if the student is looking to come up with strategies for themselves, we're trying to figure out what will it take to get there. And we need to lay it out. So look at the goal, plan backwards, and then start to take action towards it.
Meaning the steps that you need to take to get from point A to point B and when you should be doing them?
Exactly, and how. So the most important thing is how. So focus on the actual process and how are we going to get from waking up in the morning to getting out the door, or from getting that initial assignment sheet, which is sometimes these days 2 pages long from the teacher, and then turning that into the final product that you need to submit at the end.
So give me an example. You've got a test coming up in 3 days. Those steps might look like what?
Okay, so that's one of the biggest challenges, right? And when I started doing this 14, 15 years ago, students would come to me thinking they needed help in a content area like math or science. And what it really came down to was that they didn't have the right study skills. So the classic way to study now is note cards or read things over. Students walk in and they say, that's how I'm going to prepare. What we need to do is look at, okay, what will it really take to do well? So if you need to study for a big test, some things that you can do are, first of all, figure out where are those questions coming from, kind of look at that end and what you have to deal with, and then step back and say, how am I going to spend my time organizing the materials, and then laying out a plan, breaking it down in your assignment notebook, and then being very specific. So make sure that you have a plan in place, and then follow that plan with specific action steps.
And what are these charts and graphs over here?
Okay, so these are just a few examples. There are a lot of great resources out there, but here we have a school success plan, and then there's a poster version of that there. But really what that is I've got some tools that I've created, and I pull from all different resources to help students figure out how to go about doing these things. So how are they going to organize? But most importantly, how are they going to plan for what they need to do? How are they going to get motivated? How are they going to get started? How will they study for each and every class? So we kind of talk about how to customize that, because for everyone it's different, right? There's a different reason why they might be having trouble studying or performing well. But we're talking about smart kids here who we really just have difficulty, getting things done sometimes.
All right. And you can find Lisa at Solutions for Student Success. The website is efscoach.com. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right. Hello there, Michael.
Hey, what could it be like to be a star on The Tonight Show?